Alright guys, this is a long play review for Boulder Dash IV Construction Kit on the AMSTRAD CPC. Copyright First Star Software 1986 and released and distributed by Databyte for the CPC in 1987 at full price. Although Amstrad Action Magazine didn't get around to reviewing it until February of 1988, so not entirely sure when this was released exactly. But they did release it as simply Boulder Dash Construction Kit, with little to no mention that there are new caves to play, or indeed that this is part 4. This is then later re-released in 1990 by Hi-Tec Software on budget, with it being renamed to Boulder Dash IV Construction Kit, or as the front of the box calls it slightly differently, which is a bit of a mouthful, Boulder Dash IV the game complete with construction kit. I guess this was hard to market right. People need to know that although the construction kit is amazing, this is also a sequel with a whole new set of caves to play, something the original full price release kind of failed to do. Now, I owned this Hi-Tec budget re-release myself, but bizarrely my copy of the game was only the original Boulder Dash, and the construction kit was entirely missing. It's quite a major cock-up to blame up on a duplication plant, for example, so I don't know how that happened. So let me know in the comments if anyone else had a bad copy like me. But all these years later, I never knew there were all these new caves to play. So let's try and beat them. We looked at part 3 last week, and here we are now with slightly less caves to beat. I think it's 12 with 3 intermission bonus caves. However, we're no longer in space, and they're much better designed, thank God. So let's get this started off. So, we should get a lovely loading screen here. It's very nicely done. And we'll get a little menu pop-up now where we can choose to play the game, the existing caves, or create our own using the construction kit. There we go. So we can play the Boulder Dash, we can load a Boulder Dash game, edit an existing screen, create a new cave, and create a new intermission. Intermission is basically the bonus levels. And we'll have a little quick look at the construction kit at the end of the video. Now here's the title screen. You can choose any of the caves to play on, and you can choose between 1 or 2 players, which will take turns playing the game. And notice there at the top that says Orpheus Presents. We'll come on to them in a little bit. This is the pretty standard Boulder Dash title screen here, but the scrolling characters are a lot slower than the original Boulder Dash game. It's a little bit odd. So we'll let the music play out here for a little bit. And as mentioned before, this is set in the usual caves and stuff, not in space like part 3 was. So if you missed that video, go and watch that on my channel. That was put live last Monday, a week ago. And here we are on Cave 1. Now this level is kind of unique because I don't remember this being in the original Boulder Dash, but there are wall traps. So you need to work out which one is going to be the wall trap, because you only need to get 4 diamonds here. You can see that by the number 4 in the top left corner, and the diamond value is 99 points. So what we've done is built a little run here for the, I think it's the fireflies, isn't it? Or butterflies. I forget which they're called. I'll get them mixed up and set them running there. So we can get in here, but this one is a trap. So watch what I do here. Wall traps. Same as that one there. Thankfully that wasn't. And now we can move on to these below us. So we've only collected 2 diamonds. You can see that by the number 02 there next to the clock ticking down. So that's our diamond counter, and obviously there's the timer counting down, and then to the top right is of course your score. Okay, 1 more diamond to get. Just making sure not one of them creatures is coming back at us. Cool, there we go. Flash the screen and a big explosion noise. That means the exit is now open, and let's get to there as quick as we can. And an interesting opening level to the game. And here we are on cave 2. And notice, guys, we've got different sound effects in game. So the amoeba there sounds very, very different to the amoeba in the first Boulder Dash. So I don't know why they've changed the sound effects, because everything else is identical in terms of graphics, playing style, gameplay, and scrolling and all that kind of stuff. Let the amoeba fill up there and then drop a boulder on one of those creatures to blow a hole in the wall. Oh, the colour background there means I've got a bonus life. That's, again, the graphics have changed a little bit for that compared to the first Boulder Dash game. So there's been some minor changes to the core game, but basically it uses exactly the same code and engine as the very, very first Boulder Dash game. So these caves here, they basically use a construction kit that comes with this game anyway to make these levels, essentially. There we go. We've got enough. I think we've got enough diamonds now. So we'll have enough time to rack up a little bit more of a score, and then we'll escape. There's the flashing exit, and actually there's quite a tight time limit here, but we'll make it in time. But there was a cheeky wall trap there, so if you went there too early in the level, you would have been stuck. Oh dear. Now guys, I'm going to have to say now that I've got a problem again. We've lost sound effects. Just like in Boulder Dash IV Longplay last week, where the sound effects on the audio recording is missing or not being picked up in random places, so we can't hear Rockford moving here or the boulders crashing for some weird reason that I can't fathom out. I think it's something to do with WinApe Emulator's AVI recording system. Every now and again, a random game, it will struggle like recording the sound effects, but they will pop back any second. So apologies for the silence here, and this may happen at various points during the recording. But again, oh, there we go, we're back. But then again, I'm not going to go back and re-record all this stuff, because, again, this is very, very hard to complete. So there we go, just let the boulders fall through and turn into diamonds. Hopefully enough diamonds will spawn. And obviously more boulders and diamonds dropping on the, is it butterflies? I think they're called the butterflies. I always get butterflies and fireflies mixed up. I don't know, I can't remember which name is which. So we probably should have enough here now. Got to get 60 diamonds. So the programmers of the game, all we know is that this was handled by Orpheus, who handled this conversion. I think they just made the caves for this game and tidied up things and sort of made sure the construction kit was usable by the Joe Public or whatever. Now Orpheus, we saw their name appearing on the title screen at the top, and it was said Orpheus Presents. All we know about them is that they were based out in the countryside near Hartley St George in Bedfordshire. They did about 7 games between 1985 and 87, including the Spy vs Spy sequels, both for Databyte software, Databyte Systems, I think they're called, or just Databyte. Anyway, Databyte also basically were the distributors of this game in the UK. So it's probably how they got to do this Boulder Dash conversion. They also did an election for Virgin Games, 2JAD for Areola Soft, and 2 they actually released themselves with their own branding. The Young Ones, based on the Anarchic TV show, and Elidon. Apparently Orpheus consisted of Richard Wilkins, Kathy Burrell, Jeff Phillips. All 3 of them did Spy vs Spy for Databyte, so one might assume they did Boulder Dash here. Also part of Orpheus was Stuart Rucroft and Andy Green, but I literally cannot find anything else about them on the internet. Now, here it's tempting to drop the diamond on that one on the right there, but actually no, you want to drop the diamond or the boulder on this guy here to blow a hole in the wall to go back, because this guy we're going to drop a boulder on is going to start chasing us. He's going to spawn 9 diamonds, which is what we're going to need to get out of this level with. But we need to find an area where we can safely kill him without losing any diamonds, because if we squashed him on the far right there with a boulder, some of his diamonds would have gone into the outside wall and we would have lost them. So hence why we blow him up here rather than earlier. And there we go. We now got just enough diamonds to get through. Oh my god, this first bonus cave, cave 5, this has a ridiculously tight time limit. You have to be 100% perfect with your movement. Don't make a single mistake, because all diamonds need to be picked up. And also you got this one chasing you. You're going to have to destroy this butterfly or firefly. And again, don't make a single mistake. Look at the time limit. This is so difficult to do. Oh my god. I do wonder if they play tested this, because he seemed to have a lot longer time on like the Commodore 64 version to do it. And if you do complete this cave, you get to replay it. Actually, if you complete an intermission bonus cave, then you can keep going, playing it again and again and again to rack up bonus lives. Let's see how we do this time. See, I stuttered there. That will cost me. And I stuttered there. Ah! I've stuttered there. Missed the thing. One or two little mistakes like that, and that level is impossible. Again, sorry guys, we've lost the sound effects here temporarily. We got the noise there for the opening the exit. This is one of the easiest levels. You just have to get one diamond, and then you can just scoot all the way across there. That was literally, I think, the easiest level ever in Boulder Dash. Oh dear. This is a tricky one. Things look a bit go a bit laggy here because of all the butterflies or fireflies. And you just got to carefully navigate your way around. So if they're moving in an anti-clockwise direction, so you kind of want to move with them if you can. That was actually a bit of a dangerous move. So look for the easiest gap by. And there we go. Again, not too hard. Just got to get your timing right here. So you want to move with them going left, because they're going counterclockwise. There you go. That's about the best I can describe it. Right, Cave 8. OMG, oh my god. This is stupidly hard. Hopefully the sound effects will return shortly as well. You have to be, again, near 100% perfect with your movement and how you dig here and get boulders down. Okay? You need to do exactly, and I mean exactly, what I'm doing here to get through this level. Not only is the time limit way too short, but remember, when we're going to be dropping these boulders through a magical wall, sorry, at the bottom there. A magical wall will turn a boulder into a diamond. And so remember, guys, the magical wall only lasts itself as a magical wall for a very, very short period of time. So you're against two tight time limits here. The main clock itself and how long the magical wall will last, and you'll see it in action in just a second. So you want to get as many boulders as you can moved and ready to drop through. It's funny actually, because it took me ages to work this out, and I ended up actually going looking for other long play videos for other systems of this level, because there isn't a long play of this on the Amstrad, so that's why I'm doing it. And so yeah, I went for looking for long plays of other systems and this level on YouTube, and it made me laugh that nearly all of them, the long player actually just gave up on the level and moved on. I think the only vid I found where someone actually beats this level was a Specky playthrough, and he only just does it, and like literally have like a couple of seconds to spare, and the clock actually ticks down slower on the. Oh, made a little mistake there. That could be costly. The clock ticks down slower on the Specky version, so this is even harder. And you literally had to be almost 100% perfect. I had one little fluff there of my movement, and that could have been costly. Because the Specky version kind of is a little bit slower and a little bit laggier than the Amstrad and Commodore 64 versions. But we'll come on to that in a little bit. But basically, yes, you have to get every single boulder through this magic wall, and in this particular area here. And it's the only way to do it, following my exact path and route pretty much, to get through. And to make matters worse, you need to make sure there's enough gap below the magic wall for the diamonds to drop through, otherwise you'll lose that diamond. So go and collect them quickly before unleashing the next set of boulders, but we'll come to that in a second. Okay. Right, I think that's probably enough there. We're going to drop only one of the boulders just above that. I'll show you in a second. Sorry, it's hard to explain. So there we go. The boulders are now falling through the magic wall. Collect as many of them as you can. And get the rest of them through. Make sure you don't lose any there. So remember, the magic wall only lasts for a short period of time. So now we've got to move as quick as we can and get the rest of them through. Now this one here, we can actually push to the left and get that. That saved us like a precious few seconds doing that. And I've got the last 6 boulders here to get through. And as we come to pushing the last boulder below, watch how soon after the magic wall stops going. So there we go. 3 more to go. Oh, God, made a mistake there. And now the final boulder. Will we get it through the magic wall in time just before it stops? Yes, we do. And look, the magic wall stopped there. You had to be like so perfect. It's ridiculous. I think the key was pushing that left boulder through the other magical wall. And that saved us maybe a precious few seconds to get through it. But oh my God, playtesting fail, guys. Good grief. That level drove me nuts. Ridiculously hard. Fairly simple one to work out. Just got to get your timing perfect here. Just count the spaces, and knowing when the butterfly or firefly lands on the space, like maybe about 2 or 3 blocks from below you, that's when you want to drop the boulder. So like now. Very tight time limit on this level, but so again, you've got to be pretty much perfect on this level. So I'm just using the fire button to pick up diamonds. Just keep ourselves safe. And there we go. Oh, bonus cave here. Again, like the timing here has got to be spot on with dropping this boulder. That took a lot of practice and a few reloads to get that right. Oh my gosh. There are other boulders you can move and drop from above, but you've got a really tight time limit. So there we go. And then we can do this bonus cave again. And let's talk about the other versions very quickly. The Commodore 64 was the main version, and like the target regional conversion done on there. So that plays very slightly faster, a slightly more smoother scrolling. Graphics, in my honest opinion, don't look as nice as the Amstrads, but has better sound effects and music. And the construction kit, which we'll see at the end of this video for the Amstrad, is identical to the CPC. Oh my God, right, there's so much stuff on this level that like this level really lags hard, and it does on the Speccy version as well. I think the Commodore version, it handles it okay. But because I think it's all, there's like loads of hidden wall traps here. That one isn't there, but the rest of them on that horizontal line will be a wall trap. So, like for example, there and there, and then we're going to find the hole for it to drop through. That's our safe route. It doesn't really matter here because a lot of people, when playing this level, keep trying to push the boulder through the gap where there wasn't a wall trap. But what you can actually do, guys, is just go below, dig enough space, and if you're quick enough, drop the boulder on your head and move out the way in time. And that is the quickest way to get the boulder down. So I remember seeing there's a Commodore 64 long play of this, and he didn't work out that that's the way you do it to get through the level. Same on the Speccy long play I watched. He got through that cave 5, that's right, learned how to beat cave 5, but he didn't beat this cave in time and gave up, I think. But actually it's quite simple. Just do what I do here. Just let the boulder drop through on its own. It will go through even the wall trap. So actually, this level isn't too hard, but oh my god, the lag on it. Talking of lag, the Specky version. Now it plays slightly slower than the CPC and C64 versions, but the speed and lag has been much improved from Boulder Dash 3, where it was incredibly laggy and slow. So very, very well done on the to the Specky version. The graphics, of course, I don't think was quite as nice, but they're actually very, very well done for the Specky. Just that the Amstrad and the Commodore was able to get more colours. But yes, unlike the third game on the Specky, this Part 4 is very, very much comparable with the CPC and C64 versions. There's not much in it. And there we go. Just got to get the boulder down there. So at least one of those guys, squash it and collect the diamonds, and then escape. So actually, this level is actually probably a lot easier than people realise. Review scores at the time. I did actually find an Amstrad Action review of it, a very, very short review. Literally about 2 paragraphs shoved away in issue 29 of Amstrad Action magazine, which was February 1988. Found on page 56, they gave the graphics 78%, sound effects 67%, grab factor 68%, staying power 76%, and an overall score of 70%. Which I find kind of a bit harsh, actually. Because, you know, this is a really, really good package, considering that you've got a whole game of Boulder Dash here with a whole new set of caves. Okay, there's a few less than the original and Part 3, but only by 2 caves, I think, isn't it? But you also get the construction kit with it, which is a brilliant thing, and it's really easy to use. You can save and load your caves you make, and, you know, basically put them on a cassette and give them to your mate to play. So I think this is a very, very good package. Just quickly on this level, there's actually a safe route through the level where you don't encounter any of the nasties. So just follow what I'm doing here. It's actually, when you've played it a few times, you realise actually, the safe route is actually quite obvious. Just don't make a mistake and accidentally dig through one of the walls like there. Otherwise, you will end up being chased by one of these nasties. But yeah, I mean, in summary, I'm going to give my summary now, actually. The caves are much better designed than Part 3, but they're still very, very hard and frustrating, and nowhere near as fun as the caves in the very, very first Boulder Dash. And you have to give credit to the level designers there. Now, really, this is just... whoever made this Part 4 is just using the same construction kit that you can use within this package to make the levels. And do you know what? It is a lot harder than it seems to make a decent level. And they've done a better job than the team that did Part 3. But they're really not doing anything changing with the core coding and stuff that was there in the first Boulder Dash game. They've just used a construction kit to make the levels and maybe just tweaked some of the sound effects, pretty much. Some of the sound effects has changed. So, it's also strange, actually. They've only used Amoeba on 2 of the levels here. And the Amoeba is actually the most fun sort of creature in the game. That growing slime that goes across the screen and causes absolute carnage and mayhem. It's only on 2 of the levels here, which is a bit of a shame. It's my favourite baddie in the game. Now, remember, guys, these grey walls to our right there are... They can't be blown up. Only the brick walls can be blown up, which is why this is actually a really, really tough level, because you have to time dropping the boulder there to get it onto one of the nasties there and blow up a wall. That's why we're taking our time. So yeah, guys. On saying that, though, with complaining a bit about the Amoeba not being used, and the caves are much better designed than Part 3, and still very, very hard and frustrating. But we do get a whole new set of caves, which are pretty decent actually. It gave me a good challenge. But this also comes with the excellent construction kit, which we'll see at the end of the video, and it makes it a very, very strong package indeed. So if you love Boulder Dash, then you'll want this game. I'll go with the first. So if you're going to get Boulder Dash games on the Amstrad, go with the first one and this fourth one with the construction kit. Don't bother with part 3. The levels are rubbish. So I think as an overall score, guys, because we're getting towards the end of this long play, I'm going to give this now. I'm going to give this an 8.5 out of 10 because I love my Boulder Dash, and this did give me some fun, although it was very frustrating and hard at times. But on this version of Boulder Dash, you can actually select to play any of the caves on the menu and practice them over and over and work out the correct path through, because this is kind of a puzzle game at heart too, not just like kind of an action game. A lot of planning, preparation and forethought is needed to get through Boulder Dash. There we go. Excellent. Finally got all the diamonds here. And we can now escape. And again, guys, apologies for the sound effects sometimes working and sometimes not in this recording. I don't know why that's happened. But I just don't have the time or the patience to re-record each of the levels all over again. And I hope it actually records it. Now, essentially, guys, this is the last level before the last bonus cave. And finally, the amoeba have returned. And this is perhaps the most fun level in the game because of all the carnage and chaos that's going to happen here. I wish there was more levels like this. So blow a hole in the wall there, dig this area out, but make sure you get enough boulders falling down there to the left, because we need to block off the amoeba spreading that way from going across the bottom left, because the exit's going to be the bottom left. And it can move as far as it wants to the right of the screen, that's fine, as long as we can get through to the left and the exit in the bottom left. It's because you have to go underneath everything to get to that exit. You'll see, you'll see. Now we can start collecting some of the diamonds. We need to get 75 here. Now eventually when the amoeba gets too big it will turn into rocks, which is why we need to try and just keep it away from that bottom left corner. Looks like we've done it here. And once the amoeba gets too large in size, yeah, it will turn to... But the boulders, there it goes! We need to get 3 more diamonds. Luckily, I just made it through, and there are just 3 diamonds awaiting for me on this side. So I was very, very lucky here. This is a very, very tough level, but a very fun level. Very good fun. And there we go. That's where the exit was, and you see why now I had to block off the amoeba growing across there. And here we go. Here we are, guys. This is basically the last cave. It's a bonus intermission level. Wait for them to go up. One always bounces back down, or bounces up on that side, and there you go. Very, very easy. And then, what happens? The game crashes. That's it. It doesn't. It should take us back to cave 1, or let us replay that cave. Unfortunately, it doesn't. So there we go. Anyway, I'm going to show you a bit of the construction kit now. As you can see here, guys, I've been constructing my own cave here, and so you can select the icons on the left hand side. So I selected a diamond and just use the cursor to place them wherever you want to. So lots of options there. It should be fairly self-explanatory, but I may do a separate video on using the construction kit, because I think for a live stream one day, I think it'd be really fun if I get some of you guys to design your own Boulder Dash caves, and I'll play them on stream, see if I can beat them. And you can zoom out of the map here, pressing F. And you can see there I've placed loads of interesting things and a tunnel to go through there. And the exit's in the bottom right corner. There you go. And some of the icons there will need a little bit of explanation, but it's all in the manual, pretty self-explanatory. I think the clock in the bottom right corner, there you go, will allow you to change the parameters of the cave, for example. The number of diamonds needed there. 100 is the limit, and you can change the time for the cave, and even you can change the amoeba time of growth and other stuff. And you can even change the colours in the game as well, and you cycle through the palette. What's interesting here is actually uses 5 different colours. I think this is actually done in mode 0, not mode 1, but only uses 5 colours throughout the caves and then just cycles the colours. But you can do your own cycling here of the colours and palette and make it look horrendously garish. I think we'll probably leave that one there. And let's go and test the cave by pressing the T key on the keyboard. Got my name there in diamonds. And this is my cave I made. And to be honest, guys, designing a really challenging and interesting cave and making sure everything works is a lot tougher than it sounds, especially when you're dealing with amoeba and all that kind of stuff, which I love. So yeah, I designed one there where you have to drop a boulder through. You're going to have to dash past these guys. We've got amoeba here and it's growing rapidly, but we want to block it off. We don't want to let it go too big, so you had to push that boulder there. That's a clever little puzzle thing to work out, I thought. And just let the cave fill up, well, this section here fill up with diamonds. And there you go. So guys, I think if I am going to do like a Boulder Dash challenge, I will announce it to patrons first, and see if they come up with any caves, and then I'll release it to you, rest of you, via Facebook and Twitter and Discord or whatever. So make sure you're on my Facebook, Twitter and Discord, guys. Links in the description below. And maybe you can start designing some caves for me to play on a stream and challenge Zypho, see if I can beat them. More on that later time. It's got a bonus life there. Just taking my time here. And here we go. So just push the boulder here to escape. There's the exit in the bottom right there. You don't need to kill this guy here. I thought I'd do a whole new section up here, but you can only actually have a maximum of 99 diamonds to collect, so there's a waste of time doing all this. Just a bit of vanity spelling my name out there in diamonds. Ah dear. And there we go. So guys, that is me done with Boulder Dash on the Amstrad. We've done all the games now, and we've had quite a bit of fun with the construction kit too. So there we go, guys. A final review score of 8.5 out of 10, which may be a bit high, but no, I love my Boulder Dash. And that is me done with Boulder Dash on the AMSTRAD CPC. Apart from maybe you guys making me some caves and challenging me, and perhaps I will try and beat them on an AM stream one day, which is every Friday evening, guys, either at 9 or 10 o'clock. So hopefully I'll see you there. Goodbye. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please click a like below, leave a comment, and also subscribe if you haven't already. And over that way, there's another video for you to check out. Zypho, out.